Hello everyone, and we are back for the second round of the Austrian Legacy Seasons and Tournament.
I'm now joined with Philip. As you can see, Peter has taken a break for this round, and we both will guide you through the second match of today's season and tournament. We have Mario Hinterberger playing Devon, Texas,
Yeah,
an old classic for the Legacy format, and he's playing against Jens Platz.
one of our foreign players. He's coming all the way from Frankfurt in Germany. So
Exactly.
he said 8 hours or something
Yeah.
in the train to just join here us in Linz in Austria to play 3 days of pure Legacy power.
Very cool. And he's playing Saga Storm. So this will be definitely an interesting matchup that we are excited about.
For sure, for sure. Because I'm a Devon Texas player at heart and also a Saga Storm player at heart. So perfect for me.
Awesome. So the players are shuffling up. We can start and look into the match. So, I didn't catch it. Do we know where or
Who starts?
who starts?
No,
Yeah?
no idea, actually.
Both are 1-0 and they won the first match.
Mario Hinterberger is on Yorion Devon Texas. So unfortunately not 60 cards.
The greedy version.
Yeah. I don't like Yorion. I think Yorion is just not a good card in itself. I mean, it's
mean-
okay with Beanstalk.
It's a fan favorite at this point, maybe.
Really? Really? Oh god, it's I don't
You know,
I
when you
don't get
cannot
it.
decide which card you pack into the deck, we just play Orion.
Then you play all the cards.
Play all the cards. I think a spicy one-off, I don't know if it's stock, I have not been familiar with the latest lists, is Emperor of Bones. It's a
Okay.
one-off in the
Wow,
deck.
that's spicy. Have your own reanimation target to join the scam crew.
Yeah. Pretty good. A Witch Enchanter, one of the MDFC cards from Modern Horizons, is also in the deck.
And I have here a very nice anecdote to tell you,
Yeah.
because the I don't know who designed the card, but the designer of the card fought really hard for the name to stay, because they wanted that the card is named Witch Enchanter, because they made a very bad pun every time they played it in playtesting at WotC, and it was always, you know what comes now? Witch Enchanter, Disenchanter, and it disenchant. So that's the pun here. Yeah. Meanwhile, in the game, Jens Platz is going to double Chrome Mox here into Mox Opal. Storm is free.
And mana is free. Can he pull off something? Dark Ritual for the 4th Storm counter.
Do
He
we
has
have a
3
Besiege?
stack. Let's see.
Siege.
Seems to be the last card. Yeah.
Pretty easy turn 1 win here, in my opinion.
Let's see. He has Storm 4, Besiege is 5, Chaos Will is 6, Mox and Dark Ritual is 7 and 8, and then Besiege is 9, and then Tenris would be 10. But I don't think he has enough mana for that. I think he's lacking 1 mana to go for that
But
9.
he can tap the Mox Opal again.
He can tap the Mox Opal, which he needs to cast the Dark Ritual for.
Yeah, tap it now. So he has 1 mana floating.
So he has
Search
4.
Chaos Will. Sack the Mox Opal.
Yes, he has to sack the Mox Opal. He has 3, 5. Yes.
That's exactly.
He has 2 mana floating, yeah.
That's exactly, because Besiege plays Chaos Will. You sack the Mox Opal,
Yeah.
then you Besiege for Chaos Will, cast Chaos Will, replay the Mox Opal, tap it, cast Dark Ritual
And then
for
Besiege.
exact 4, then
Yeah.
Besiege
Yeah.
for the Tendrils.
Yeah.
So that should work
Exactly 10 Storm and exactly enough mana.
to pull this off. Very, very beautiful, very clean
I mean,
line here.
if besiege resolved, maybe if Jens is thinking, okay, maybe my opponent has a counter spell, but
I think you always have to go for it. He doesn't know that Mario is on Death and Texas.
he doesn't know it. But if the besiege resolves, I think you should go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, if the besiege is the target that you want to hit with the
Yeah.
force.
Yorion, Yorion could also indicate something like Yorion control. So that's why Jens may opt to go for a different card.
For a different route here.
But
But
yes, will sounds
what can he use?
Song of Creation maybe, but I think
So, maybe
yeah,
a Song of Creation.
he's going for the
Yeah,
Chaos Will line, yeah.
Chaos Will.
Absolutely. Storm is 6,
Storm
7,
is 7. Tap the mana or the
8,
ritual.
yeah,
Storm is 8.
then 9, Sichu, and then Tendrils.
3, 4. Replay Besiege. Storm is 9.
Mhm.
Sack again the Mox Opal. Into Tendrils for lethal.
Pretty nice. You gotta say, this Besiege and also Chaos Will in combination is something that really helped Storm a lot. In the recent years, Storm really struggled with a lot of hate pieces running around, but you can see it is much more likely to go for something like a turn 1 kill. He didn't even have a land,
Yeah.
and he didn't need it. So very good, very strong. And yeah, it's I think a little bit of I used to play a lot of Storm, and I had bad luck always. Well, it's not bad luck, but whenever I had a turn 1 kill,
Your opponent forced.
no, my opponent was something like Death and Texas, where what usually is already a good matchup, and where it doesn't matter if you have a turn 1 or turn 2 kill. I mean, it's okay, it's good, you take it. But it was not the way for all the other decks, for Stompy decks, for example.
Yeah, that's true.
I never had a turn 1 kill against Stompy decks where they would just go turn 1 Chalice and then, yeah. You are pretty in a problematic situation.
Yeah, it's always if you're on Storm and you're playing against D&T, the first game, especially on the play, the first game is mostly a buy.
Yeah.
Unless you lose to your own deck.
Yeah.
If you mulligan too hard or something.
Mm-hmm.
But really where Death Texas and such decks can shine is the hate bears out of the sideboard. Because these decks know that they have such an abysmal Storm matchup. They pack so much hate in the sideboard all the time just to combat these kind of combo decks. And what can we see here? We've got Grafdigger's Cage, which stops the Chaos Will lines. Then we have Surgical Extraction as a combo
Hate, yeah.
combo hate. Also, Opposition Agent is pretty strong
Yeah.
against any kind of tutors. Fairy Macabre maybe also. I don't like it that much.
I think he has enough cards to board out so that he can bring it in.
Yeah, probably the...
Solitude is useless.
I mean, he's on Saga Storm, but he hasn't seen a Saga. So Jens has always the plan B with Urza Saga into Lava Spur Boots, which is also a really nice turn 2 kill. That's possible. If you go for a lot of artifacts.
Yeah, another line that he has is, of course, the Bowmaster plus Echo of Eons combination. That is pretty cool.
Therefore, we certainly, or the Death Texas player certainly needs Grafdigger's Cage.
Exactly. What I want to discuss a little bit is for the Storm deck. We can see here that Jens opted to put in 4 Waxing Bowl in the main deck. And I think
Wow.
I'm personally I am not super convinced. I know that the Waxing Bubble is needed, or the intention is to combat Force of Will. But you have so many 0 drops of your own that sometimes when you play it and you happen to draw a couple of 0 drops, that it can turn into a liability for your own deck. And when you think of Besiege the Mirror, when you want to go for it, you always have to sack it before actually casting the Besiege.
Yeah,
And
but
then
you can
then
sack the Vexing Bauble with the Beseech Mirror directly.
and that's the problem, because then Force is active again when the Besiege is on the stack.
Right? That's why they are playing for Veil of Summer.
So for me, it's the question: at which spot is Vexing Bubble helping you? Not really for the crucial Besiege line that
Yeah,
you actually
that's true.
want as a protection. So I'm just curious how this plays out and how the bubble will be in the Storm decks. I'm not 100% convinced.
I like the Vexing Bauble mostly because you can safely go Orcish Bowmasters into Echo Fiends.
Yeah.
That's mostly the thing that you want to do.
Mhm.
And maybe then go and then crack the bauble after Echo and go for another one or something.
Also, I think that
I can understand your
yeah.
thinking here. Yeah.
Also a nice little swap instead of Academ's Awakening as a pitch MDFC for Chromox. There's the new Fel the Profane in the deck, which is at some point a useful removal spell for when you have enough mana, you can use it. It's maybe a nice little upgrade, because I don't think the Academ's Awakening was too impactful in the front side.
No, the front side doesn't do anything in Saga Storm because you don't have. You maybe
You have the
have
Bowmaster,
Bowmasters.
yeah.
You can,
Yeah.
yeah, for 5 mana you can reanimate Bowmasters.
It's not that
It's
great,
just
yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of Boggart Trawler, to be honest,
Ah, yeah.
because the graveyard hate on a stick maybe delays a Murktide Regent by 1 turn, and also 3/1 on the plan B is also really nice if your opponent happens to have something like Deafening Silence or so.
I think it gets played in Oops, right?
Yeah,
Or
Boggart Trawler. No, they also play Fellow Profane.
okay. Yeah.
Or it depends if you mean the blue blacklist running
Mhm.
Grief, then you have 4 Trawler, four Fellow Profane,
Okay.
and only and also 4 Agadeems. We play
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
MDFCs
Yeah.
there
Yeah, exactly. This the news, probably the best version at the moment.
until Grief gets banned.
Yeah, because it plays Grief of its own.
Yeah. And the other Oops version that's more traditional was stock plays 4 Fellow Profane,
Mhm.
3 Disciple of Freyalis,
Yeah.
1 Turntimber, Symbiosis, and 2 Agadeem's Awakening.
Okay. Interesting. So, do you think that Jens bought it in something like the carpets? No, not sorry, not the carpets. The abrupt decays.
For sure. I think you want to have the decays for any kind of graveyard hate, Draft Digger's Cage, Falias, maybe FF1 Canonist or something.
Yeah. And usually, what Storm wanted to do after game one is to go for an empty plan, which is usually faster. When you present 12 goblins or so on turn one, it's usually also enough
Yeah.
against Devon, Texas.
I think you can board out the Vexing Baubles because against TNT. I mean, he doesn't know that he's TNT.
Also, the Whale of Summers.
He
Those
still
are.
doesn't know that he's TNT.
So in that case, maybe he kept everything as it is.
Yeah, yeah, that's
He
true.
only saw Yorion, and it could be that he suspects a control deck.
Yeah, maybe he suspects 4 color control that just kept something like 3 lands, Swords to Plowshares, Leyline Binding,
Yeah.
up the Beanstalk,
Hmm. Yeah, whatever.
and the Ponder or something,
Yeah, whatever. Just a hand without force. Yeah.
or a hand without a second blue card.
Hmm. Let's see.
We have
There's
here
the
a
empty in the.
10 tendrils and an empty, so I think this is probably okay. It's already a mulligan. Yeah, tendrils and empty on the bottom. It's a mulligan on 4. Okay, wow.
Tough.
That's that's one of the problems I also had in Bologna when I played this deck, that it's sometimes it mulls so badly.
Yeah, you don't have cantrips.
Oh,
You
that's
you just have top decks and some tutors. Besides that, yeah, mulliganing is important for this deck.
and here's the cage.
Hmm.
Wasteland into cage now really indicates that he's not in control.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think playing out, trying to. Okay, so Wasteland also will hit the Saga.
Well, I think he has a second one in hand.
Yeah, second one in hand. Ethervile.
Now he should know that this is Death in Texas of some sort.
You know what I really would like to see would be a new kind of merfolk strategy with the four Harbinger of the Seas.
Probably there are brews out there.
We'll probably see them after Greed.
But
Yeah,
for
play
Mario,
the
it was
second Saga.
actually a one-lander. He relies heavily on the Aether Vial now. So he can't really wasteland. Which
I
means
think this would probably be the spot to Wasteland here.
he,
There is-
he doesn't have a second land.
he doesn't have the second land,
Yeah,
and
he's a
it's
one-lander.
tapped out. Okay.
He's relying heavily on the Aether Vial, and otherwise he has problem.
Yeah, Vexing Bauble here is just to
Prevent Solitude.
prevent solitude, or more like to pump the construct tokens.
Yeah, or to cycle if he needs it. Okay, there is Caracas from Mario. He top decked one land. Maybe he goes for the Stoneforge or for the Wasteland.
And Dark Ritual, make a token.
I like it. He has nothing else to do really. Getting it's at the moment a free token.
Yeah, it's something. It's okay. And another Graph Digger's Cage. I don't like the play here to play the second Graph Digger's Cage. I would have left the white mana open to represent of swords to plowshares.
Could be that those are also, yeah, it depends on how many copies of Swords and Solitudes you want to keep after sideboarding.
I would board out all the Solitudes and probably keep 2 to 3 swords, maybe.
Yeah, it's yeah. Both are not particularly good.
But at least Vial on 2.
Stoneforge Mystic is in the hand that Mario looks into, putting into play with this vial. Yeah.
Now you make another token and then you get your Lava Spore boots.
I think this is end of turn now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's not enough mana.
Yeah, to make a third token.
Yeah.
But boots sound good. Yeah, he has to float 1 mana.
Yeah. Float mana for boots, equip boots, and attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, for 9 damage now.
Which would be lethal then
Next
in the next turn.
turn.
Yeah.
When Marius needs the land drop.
Yeah,
He needs the land drop.
he goes Stoneforge into Caldra probably.
And block then.
And then he needs the second land to
Activate,
activate the Stoneforge. Or is there another juicy target? I think it's mostly the Caldra.
Battleskull.
Battleskull would maybe also be better to gain some life. But that's about it, I would say, yeah.
I like Caldra here more because there's first strike and exiles the token.
Yeah. 8 life is okay.
Because first strike happens before you block the one with the Lava Spore boots. The token dies because it gets exiled, and then you're just standing at a 3/3. You get 3 damage. You go down to 5, and then you stabilize.
And then you stabilize, yeah, exactly. But this all depends if Mario can find a second land.
Second land, yeah.
We don't know the rest of his hand. Maybe he has a free drop that he can vial in with Ethervial.
Yeah, that would be also pretty interesting. But the thing is, if he draws now a free drop, he has to um, decide beforehand to put to tick up the Ether vial.
He has the Fairy Macabre in hand, which he can put in
Ah,
as
yeah. It's also a strong.
a simple blocker. He doesn't find a land but a second vial, so he can now use. Unfortunately, oh, he can keep the Stoneforge alive.
He can keep the Stoneforge alive, go down to 3,
Yeah.
bring in the Fairy Macabre,
Mm-hmm.
block the bigger one.
And then maybe he finds a land next turn, and then he would be able to stabilize. Jens at the moment doesn't have anything more going on.
Oh, I think that's a misplay here.
He could violin the Fairy Macabre, yeah.
I think that was a misplay.
Yeah. He has not landed.
And now it's the land.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
tough.
that
That's
was
tough. He could just while in the you should not forget Fairy Macabre is a creature that you can
Yeah.
put into play.
block with Fairy Macabre, go down to 2 because there were
Yeah.
so many things, and then you could.
He would have stabilized because Stoneforge getting in the Caldra and in the end win
Very.
this game, and this would be
Then into the third game because
third
there
game.
wasn't any kind of pressure
Yeah.
besides the 2
Yeah.
construct tokens from Jens,
Yeah.
and so therefore, I mean, it would have been really close, really close, even with this line.
Yep.
But yeah, I think maybe he could have gotten it.
Exactly.
And we are giving you a kind of backup match for
Exactly.
this round, and we will be there in 2 or 3 minutes.
Exactly. Players will get ready and we will prepare the next round. Well, the remaining matches of a backup match soon. So see you in a couple of minutes while we set this up for you.
That was really a short break. We
Yes.
have already our backup match. It's Vincent Cheung on Painter versus Emil Pollack on fan favorite Pox.
The Emil is one game ahead. It is, and both players are currently sideboarding, and we can go to our players and then see how they are doing.
We had Emil yesterday on stream at the Austrian Legacy Masters. He played Mono Black Scam there. Can we take a look at the deck list of Pox? I'm very intrigued about the differences to Mono Black Scam, because there are a lot of Mono Black decks at the moment in our metas. So we got, it's very traditional, 4 Liliana of the Veil, 2 Counter Grid Creator, 4 Orcish Bowmasters, 2 Innocent Blood, I love the card, 4 Thoughtseize, 4 Smallpox, 4 Dark Ritual, 2 Shielders Edict, and it plays 2 it's a Saga, so we have a small little Saga package with Expedition Map, Spellbomb, and Retrofit the Foundry, and also 2 Ensnaring Bridge, a Karn's Silax. What does that do?
That's interesting. Enters the battlefield tapped. Players can't pay life to cast spells or to activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. So this means force shut off, basically, for example. And you can pay X and tap it and exile it to destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X or less. So it's like a Ratchet Bomb effect kind of thing.
Nevinral's Disco.
Or yeah, something like this. Or
Deed
kind of effect.
Malicious
Yeah.
Deed.
Yeah.
I like that card, it's really cool. And what I really like about this deck is it plays 4 Mishra's Factory. Ain't that a blast from the past?
Yeah, it is, I think this is one of the classic threats that the Pox played. Only having the mana base as threats, because with Smallpox you would have the symmetrical effect of sacrificing your own creatures. You have enough lands that you can protect the Mishra's Factory, and it's just a nice little attacker that can even pump itself or.
And the
or
great thing
opposing
is
one.
the 2/2, so it goes through Orcish Bowmasters
Yeah, exactly.
and even can block non-flying frogs. But I don't think any kind of creature will
So
stay for long against this deck.
As we're looking at sideboarding, can you name what Chains of Mephistopheles is doing without looking at it?
Yeah, for sure. Chains of Mephistopheles basically said every time your opponent or a player, I'm not sure, but I think every
player,
time
I
a
think.
player would draws a card and it's not the first card they've drawn this turn, they have to
Mill a card?
no, they have to
Mill a card.
discard a card and then
yeah.
can draw,
Yeah.
and if they can't, they have to mill a
card.
card instead.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's basically what it does. Am I right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, if a player would draw a card except the first one he or she draws in his or her draw step each turn, the player discards a card instead. Okay, I got that right. If the player discards a card this way, he or she draws a card. I got that right. If the player doesn't discard a card this way, he or she puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard.
Okay.
Wow! It's been years since I've played Chains of Mephistopheles.
Cool card. Very expensive. And not really paid, unfortunately.
And not needed anymore because of Bowmaster.
It was not needed before, to be honest. It was not really a good card since, I don't know, 7 years, 8 years.
I think it was pretty good, but just not played because of the price tag.
Yeah, it's also one factor, of course. Yeah, the most decks are blue based and it's symmetrical. So
Yeah.
you
Orcish Bowmaster isn't symmetrical.
you cannot play it in your own blue deck, which are if it would be one-sided, I mean,
Then it would be insane.
yeah.
Yeah, one-sided, and then think about the possibilities. Chains of Mephistopheles with Echo of Eons.
Okay, but Vincent is on the play because he lost the first game and starts off with an Goblin Engineer. I think he pitched the Dragon Engine
Yeah.
into the graveyard.
Phyrexian Dragon Engine.
A little one card combo because he can use the Engineer to get back the engine, which essentially lets him draw 3 cards.
But we have the Smallpox here.
That's pretty strong. Yeah.
Both lose 1 life, sacrifice a creature, discard a card, and sacrifice a land. Ah, Pox. That just hurts. Another land and a painter in hand for Vincent.
Which he opts to play. I don't think it will stay here for long.
No, I think we will see an Innocent Blooded next or an Edict. Probably. Maybe even Dark Ritual into Liliana.
This is one of the best lines.
Oh yeah, I also love Liliana. Unfortunately, this powerhouse of old days isn't played anymore.
Yeah.
Not even in modern Jund.
No, it's not good. Which breaks my heart, but
Yeah, mine too. Is it everything's blue or everything's red? Everything's red.
I think this makes the most sense because of Fury that is in the deck of Vincent.
And there's Innocent Blood.
Mm,
Each player sacrifices a creature.
yeah.
Wasteland the Parlor.
Remove everything, reset to starting of the game.
Reset to turn 1.
Yeah.
We have another Wasteland here and an Urza Saga. Now the beatdown starts from Emil's side. And Orcish Bowmasters. I gotta say I really like this style of play. This Pox style.
Yeah.
I also love to play Pox back in the days.
But the original card Pox is not really played, unfortunately, right?
I mean, there were some kind of aggro tempo-ish Pox lists that tried to play it as a 4-off.
Yeah.
Also alongside Smallpox with cards like Bloodgast. To really drain your opponent as much as possible.
But it's not really. Yeah.
It's power crept out of the.
3 mana is just too much.
It's too much. It's symmetrical.
Smallpox is just better for its value.
Yeah.
Thoughtseize plus construct token from Emil with the help of Dark Ritual.
Another fetch here, going down to 13. Play a Soul Cauldron. I think that, yeah, it has some game, Soul Cauldron, because it can exile an engineer from the graveyard.
But he's no creature, unfortunately.
Yeah.
To put a +1/+1 counter on it.
Also, I don't think the creature will stay for long.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe Pox one of the better decks in today's metagame.
I don't think so. Pox is always, it's a very sweet deck, but I think you don't have card selection. You're
Yeah.
lacking the consistency on average. You know, it has some lines, some plays where it feels you have like these amazing starts, and then in theory you have all the tools that you need against all the decks, but you know, when you don't have a real card selection, I think it's tough.
And the thing is, Pox traditionally plays a lot of lands and still manages to get stuck on mana. Like we take a look at Emil's list, he's playing 28 lands.
Is this stock? I think so,
Yeah,
right?
I think it was even more before before they tried, or before Saga or before Urborg, something like that. I
Yeah.
think they were 32.
Okay. Okay.
So 28 is pretty much stock now, and
Yeah.
that's totally normal for any Pox deck.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't look too good for Vincent. Emil has too much going on, 2 construct tokens already. I think he's facing lethal now.
Yeah, this turn should be lethal.
Don't think that Vincent can do anything to stop it. An attack with everything.
Exile this. What are you exiling? A painter?
The engineer,
The
probably.
engineer? Okay.
Yeah.
And what does it do?
It maximizes screen time. That's what it does, if you ask me. No, I'm not sure. Maybe I forgot something. Okay. It is.
A bowmaster now?
Yeah, maybe he needed the last points of damage.
Ah, okay. Okay.
And baits to crack spell bomb, maybe, yeah. Okay. Quick little game 2 and win for Emil, I would say.
I like it. I like Pox as a deck. I like Pox as a play style
Yeah.
because I played my fair share of it. And I
Pox-
like seeing it winning.
Box 2-0. Very
Oh
nice.
yeah, oh yeah.
Gotta
Maybe
love
we'll
this.
see it in the top 8 again.
And maybe, yeah, if the cards align and you don't top deck all lands,
Yeah.
yeah, which can happen for this kind of deck.
Yeah, that's because they are, and also that's the reason why they are always playing with the Saga Mitchell's Factory, so that their lands are useful or cast Lock Twain.
Yeah, exactly. To
Pox-
refuel the hand.
Yeah, Pox got a lot of nice toys over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I think the very, very big addition was simply Bowmaster. To get them some kind of smallpox able creature
Yeah,
that still has value.
exactly. Yeah.
So
very-
we go
very
into a short break and we'll see us again for round 3.
Stay tuned and see you soon.